however, to prelude this presentation. Magnificent act for you. Direct from the lounge of the Little Sisters of the Poor Retirement Home. One of the foremost entertainers in North America. North America. For those of you Hispanic and Mexican. I believe, brother.
Is it Brian Avery?
These doors are going to come. Mike Crowley.
First of all, I want to you guys to take a look at this sport jacket I got this tonight for a big celebration. There's only one problem. Guys keep coming up to me, where the hell their drinks are. Tonight's a big celebration. Everybody looks great. You all look preppy. Too bad it's 50 years too late. There's a group that started out with nothing, and we brought it all here with us tonight. I thought I'd bring you a little Antonio Carlos Jobim on the ukulele. Oh, you are my sunshine. Picture here at Loyola, but I gained a lot more notoriety in the classroom. For 4 years, I was a straight A student. 2A, 3A. Now, when you're in 4A, you have a little bit of a problem, and there's a couple of drawbacks. Of course, there's a lot of drawbacks, but we won't go into that. The first problem, of course, is that when the bell rang in between periods, all the other classes got to change rooms. Not 4A. They kept us in the same room all day. They were afraid, they figured we were lost enough already. And the other disadvantage is that well, you really had to study when you were in 4A. You had to bear it down. Because think about it, come test time, who the hell do you copy on? How
about that, Mark?
The 4A guys, they worked real hard. While the other sections were studying Homer's Iliad and Shakespeare's Othello and Chaucer's Canterbury Tales, we had our own. We were trying to solve the world's problems as well by asking some profound questions, such as, if the mute swears, does his mother wash his hands out with soap? If a funeral procession is at night, does everybody drive with their lights out? And thirdly, if you're cross-eyed and have dyslexia, can you still read all right? Now, the other sections, they basically sent out doctors and lawyers into the world, priests, professors, architects, airline pilots, and real estate tycoons. But we had our share of success stories as well. We had one guy that went on to work for one of the biggest candy companies in the country, proofreading M&Ms. Another one was worked for one of the biggest hotel chains in the country, and that was, he was a night clerk at Motel 6. So somebody phoned downstairs to the main desk and he says, I got a leak in my sink. I got a leak in my sink. And the 4A guy replies, go ahead. out, shipped into the wilderness, and hunted for sport. Now, well, we're all back here at Loyola High School tonight. It's a place where the smart guys took Greek, the regular guys took Latin, and we 4A guys took Mexican. Now, one of my 4A alumnus, Jim Stewart, where's old Jim? I remember the first time I saw Jim, I walked up to him as a freshman, and I looked at him and I said, "What grade is your kid in, son?" Jim looks younger now than he did then. And of course, I also can see right over that table good old Nano Villar. Mr. Popular. Nano's been married for 45 years and still in love with the same woman. Imagine, 45 years and still in love with the same woman, and if his wife ever finds out, she'll be party to Jim Gideon, and he told me he moved out of LA, he's now in Arizona. And I said, "Why'd you move?" He said, "Because the people in LA are just too crazy." He says, "There's morons driving around the freeway with loaded guns next to them. I mean, you cut them off, and they just open fire." And he says, "I got just one question. Whatever happened to the finger?" Jim Kane, we have to congratulate Jim Kane. He just won $1 million in the Polish lottery. So they're going to pay him $1 a year for 1 million years. And also, I see Jim Coffey. Jim was on Barnett's all-time Hall of Fame basketball team. He was one of the starting 5 of the all-time. And he liked Loyola so well that he came back and taught here. He taught chemistry, among other things. And he coached the basketball team. And despite a losing season, he was runner-up for Coach of the Year of the Catholic League. Imagine, losing season and still runner-up for Coach of the Year. All the other 7 coaches tied for first.